Well, good morning from Ishtars Garden. I'm just going to do the runes. One day everybody will see that I'm not scary. I'm just learning my gifts too. Wow, I got a like already. Thank you. First stone. I haven't seen it. It's the peace pipe. The peace pipe. Maybe people understand my words are like fire because I knew a long time ago where those boys were, right? But nobody will say, Kimmy, you saw it, right? So the peace pipe to those that I said way back then, I told you so. The other side is the snake. Where Benny Keys called me a snake. And he put on his lies and told people that I threatened him to shoot him. And like I said before, what you put into the wavelength is what will happen to you, Benny Keys. You will die by the gun because you put it out in the wavelength. I know better. And if there is a lawyer out there, I want you to look at Benny Keys because he put a murder on Darian Brown. And all my police officers out there in the RCMP, you better get your phone numbers to the guys that worked the case on Darian Brown. I want him out of fucking jail now because Benny Keys knows how to manipulate a camera just like that fucking camera that they said it was Darian Brown. They put a murder on that kid because he's manic depressive. He's a gorgeous young football player like it in Blindside. And for every every day that kid is locked up in jail, that's a day off your life cord, Benny Keys. You wanted to play with me? I was an eagle, and you turned me into a fucking bear. And I will have a sweat lodge. I may not speak with grace like men, but I speak the fire of a mother who gave birth. And no man knows what it's like to give birth. Right, ladies? Because some men can love them and leave them. Right? The little boy who bit donuts into my heart. Benny Keys. I'm following you. Because every person that took your wrench and then you took it back, the women that held your wrench and the ones like me and said, take your fucking wrench and shove it up your ass, because a wrench will not buy my silence. Because Benny Keys, you said I tried to shoot you. Right, Beth McGee? That's why you have illness around you. Because you said you were covered by the Holy Ghost. And I told you I was covered by the whole world and all its magic. Second round. And everybody knows, since I started doing the runes, things are working. Griff will have a pot of fucking gold come into him. Because like I said again, the fire. I told you when fire is used, it is to destroy evidence. Right? And I told you again, Steve, A.V. Watchman, who I loved and adored, A.V. Watchman, everywhere you went, you were like a god to me because you carried me. Because in that statement that it said, how come I don't see any other two sets of footprints? And God replied, because I carried you. So everywhere you went, Steve, this psychic woman, you carried me. And I told you about those sticks were to keep people at bay. Because they knew with their heads held down and chalk with them that they had murdered those babies and probably a whole fucking bunch more. So funny, it's funny how as I started doing my lives about the West Boys and the ruins, all of a sudden people are charged because it's the fucking ring of the pedophiles. And there's a whole bunch more of that. If you guys don't kill yourself, because when you go in jail, you know what happens to pedophiles in jail, right, people? Right, people? The ring of pedophiles, the trafficking and selling of children. We found the ring. Sheriff John Walker never stood behind those murderers because he was not going to put his badge behind those people. And every person that mocked him about being an actor, well, he was the best fucking actor of all because he told you right then, there is nothing outside of that house. The scent is only inside, which means a piece of clothing held the scent. And just like Darian Brown, that Benny Keys put a fucking murder because I had football players in my house. And Benny Keys, see this? That's a wolf. That's my wolf. And that's the wolf whoever gets the information and puts Benny Keys in jail. Because remember, right, he was, what do they call those guys? He was a rat in jail. Let's just say it. He was a rat in jail. And he gave out punishment too. And I know what kind of punishment he made them do. Right, guys? That's why Benny Keys hasn't done any lives lately. Because I took his money from his channel, right? I took his funds. Because I told anybody that donates to Benny Keys, your karma will come. Because he's a lying piece of shit. and his sister fucking patchouli oil right now in my bedroom. So Lacey is telling me everything that Kimmy speaks is the truth. Mind, body, spirit. And everybody can tell me or try to tell me that my runes are telling a story. Because Griff is going to have a pot of gold come to him. Because Griff sold whatever he had to save the life of his dog, right, people? Benny Keys drew negativity to his house where dogs know. Dogs hear it and ran to help somebody, but what they found was a fucking psychopath that keeps calling everybody sodomite, sodomite, sodomite. So Benny Keys, little by little, tells you who he is and what he is. He doesn't love women. He tells you you're beautiful. As long as you can donate, give him trash for his channel. And once you're done giving him trash, right, ladies? All the ladies that I know that have been messaging me, we know shit that Benny Keys is going to go to fucking jail. Because he can drop women like nothing. He can drop kids like nothing. But the only thing Benny Keys cares about, because he's off his fucking medication, because remember, he showed me that great big fucking bag of pills way back when, right, people? When he liked me. When he said, oh, I understand what it's like to have a mental illness. This was before his sister killed him herself. So you guys think Benny Keys knows shit? Benny Keys knows I seen who he is, and he is running scared. Because when he said I threatened to shoot him, he put it out in the wavelengths that Benny Keys will die by a bullet. Right, people? Right, people? I wake up wondering if I will break 100 subs. You know what? I don't even think I ever will. Because YouTube doesn't allow truth seekers, truth tellers, and those that can see things, right? Because I'm still invisible on a whole bunch of creators' pages. But you know what? Their subs are seeing me. So remember, if you're not a good creator of your channel, your stream, and you don't heart, like, even dislike a comment, others will see for the fake, money-grabbing YouTuber like you are. And like I said before the pandemic, karma 5, 10, 15, when I went to music, because I was bullied online, called the Unabomber by AB in Canada. And the Tribal Council of Women will gather, because all at the start of this shit, everybody said do not bring up everybody's kids. But you're bringing up and pointing out everybody else's parenting. And then, AB, we have the amount of times you were on live. We have your daughter screaming after you told her to get out of your fridge. Quiet on the set. I will say till my last breathing word. Quiet on the set is a fucking pedophile. Fucking Ring, what the fuck? And you got cameras all around your house. What are you watching before people come in to break down your fucking doors, AB? Because I'm going to see you up on Canadian news. Woman in Canada bullied for 5 years after a Native man at the start of churches were burning because we were finding buried children from lands that the churches took, killed, molested, and God knows what else, because when the fires started burning in Canada, that's around the same time the boys went missing, because I will tell you again, there are too many black people in jail for doing the same fucking thing Benny Keys does. It's a black society. White people get away with everything. And a young man will go to jail for carrying or being said he stole a backpack. Right, Mr. Brody? Wasn't it Adrian Brody? Right? Or two people can be shot because of a backfire, and how many police cars will fucking follow it? As others are saying, it's a backfire, it's a backfire, it's a backfire. No, you gotta shoot them 137 times as you stand up on the hood of the car. And then you find out they were holding a pop can. So like I have said from the start of this, I feel like I'm in a Netflix movie watching the murderers get away with it. When I told this to Kai on the phone and somebody else was listening, those people will be tracked, because I called you, I tried to warn you, but I was just a bipolar woman in Canada. That A.B. Scott in Canada called me, right in your chat, Steve. Because Matt was there saying, don't say that. So whatever you guys said to me in the cloud, good or bad, has followed you guys for 5 years. And like I said, I have a gift. So if you've had death in your family, if you have sickness in your family, right, Beth McGee? Because I saw you in Benny G. Keys' chat looking for sympathy. But, right, you used to have a wrench, right, Beth? How come Benny Keys took your wrench? Because you're no longer part of his tribe. You're just somebody he just gave a wrench and said, go to Kimmy and tell her to stop talking about me, right? In the live where you wanted to put 100-fold on me, Beth McGee, I spin it back to thee until you come and say, sorry, Kimmy, for what Benny Keys had me do. Beth McGee, I spin it back to thee. Goodbye. because nobody really wants to give me their phone number because I think you're all part of the fucking lies. So unless I get phone numbers from people who really tell me they believe in me, because I can cry about others that are in pain and I want people's address so I can send them a shawl. Right? Hey, sweetie, I know you're not scared of me. Put my ruins away, because the fist, when I hold my ruins, is the fist that would have been in Benny Keys' face. You call me a bitch, you are on the fucking ground, and all your pearly whites are broken. You broke your son's heart. You break every woman's heart because you just want blood money, right? And the karma will be given to you very soon. Because Benny Keys has kind of stopped doing lives, hasn't he? And whatever channel he goes on to get views, that channel too will lose your money, your views, your subs. Because anybody puts that sodomite that he keeps talking about, because he is one, those that talk about shit and jump around like a fucking puppy dog sitting there with his black mic in front of his face. Benny Keys has told you who he is. Because I would have been a great fucking cop, right, people? When I told you where those fucking boys were. I told you, fire, fire, 2 fires smell, bye.